For everyone that watched our pre-show interview with Christine Barksdale, my hair looks especially fancy today in my big fake bun, and that is because I'm shooting a promo later today for a fun special secret APP tour thing coming up. So I just want everyone to know, I didn't just get fancy for you guys today. It has a purpose as well.
Why would you say that? You want to tell everybody you got fancy for them, but look what we got here. We have our seedings.
Talk about fancy.
Yeah, and looking at our seedings moving forward, Riley Newman, Deco Bar taking that top seed today. Rob Nunnery and Ben Johns coming in at number 2. But this is the matchup really that's very intriguing early on in the day. This 4-5 matchup with Navratil and Merchant and Wilson and Koller. But as you guys can see, the rest of our seeding, as we just saw, you guys didn't, on center court, Rafa Hewitt and Casey Cullen go down to Tyler Wren and Chuck Taylor.
It was a very exciting matchup, definitely. Saw a frustrated Cullen and Hewitt at the end of that. I believe they lost in game 3, 11-9 was that final score. So bit of a heartbreaker, but they're not done yet. That is, I think, their first loss of the day. So we're getting into the matches here today. Of course, again, just remind you guys, we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube on the APP Tour pages. If you haven't already liked, followed, and subscribed to aforementioned pages, go ahead and do that so you don't miss any of our content, whether live streaming or original stuff that we put out. You don't want to miss that. But we are about to kick off here. Diane Vieta will be our USA Pickleball certified referee for this match. Looks like Merchant and Navratil will be starting off on the near end of the court, while Wilson and Koller head to the far end here for game 1. Actually, Koller has disappeared from the court. Oh, I see him. He had to go run and grab something, I guess. I'm not going to speculate as to what. I feel like that could just go down a terrible, terrible path. We'll keep it together here as we kick off our morning. But again, our women's bracket, a little smaller than men's, so we definitely will have some women's matches as well today. But definitely we'll probably start off with a couple of our men's matches here earlier in the day as they get kicked off. Thomas Wilson recently signing with Team Electrum.
I get 15 seconds.
So he's rocking all that Electrum gear.
As is AJ Koller now using the Electrum. He had been using Franklin for a while, but he has also switched over to the Electrum paddle.
All right, Diane gets us into the action. Merchant starts us off serving. 0-0-2. Thomas Wilson gives the out call to himself.
Navratil got a little confused as he thought Merchant was going to keep coming right there. Usually Merchant will come. If he's engaged like that, he'll come all the way over and kind of finish that and let Navratil slide behind him.
It's going to be just wide. And it is it's cool in the mornings here in Arizona, so the ball is definitely going to be moving a little bit faster here until the day warms up a bit as the sun gets a little higher in the sky. It's probably in about 60 maybe this morning here, so it will certainly warm up as we get going, but that Dura Fast 40 is going to be moving a little quicker here this morning. Nice leave there from Merchant.
Yeah, as he lets that ball go, he noticed the angle it was on. If that's not at an angle, that ball drops in, but the ball was hit wide, not long. So that's going to be the matchup. It's going to be Merchant trying to hold his ground up at the kitchen line right there, and he needs to stay there. Take that ball out of the air. Don't back up too much. I know he likes to back up and play it off the bounce, but he needs to take some of those out of the air.
It's like Koller and Wilson just a little out of sorts here early on here in game 1. Just hitting a few too many balls out. Just a little amped up perhaps at the beginning of this game.
And Koller and Wilson coming off a win after they had a bye over Jack Foster and Frank Anthony Davis, 11-3, 11-0. Merchant and Navratil over Ursilio Cabieses and Rob Davidson, 3-2.
Second serve. Zero, 3-2.
Koller tries to speed it up at Merchant, but Merchant's got those quick hands. He's ready, he's waiting for it. He almost wants you to speed it up at him. Just long again there for Koller.
Yeah, Koller's been long twice here early on.
4-0-1.
Ball just sailing off of Koller's paddle here early on in game one.
I mean, there's no wind, so it's just an adjustment within that Koller needs to make right now. It's 4 unforced errors from AJ Koller long.
6-0-1.
Oh, nice get from Merchant. Oh, nice spot there from Wilson, though, right at his feet.
A nice get on the first one, just to force Wilson to have to hit another ball.
6-0-2.
And you mentioned the wind. What's so great is these 4 sunken in courts here really cut down on that wind factor. Not that it's completely gone, but ooh, beautiful shot right up the middle there from Navratil. We also have a really big crowd already here early this morning, out here watching this amazing pickleball here at Palm Creek Resort. Big run there for Navratil and Merchant, up 7-0 here in game one. Wilson and Koller really need to find a stride here.
I mean, as soon as Merchant goes to hit that ball, as soon as it hits his paddle, he's turning around looking, going, can't believe he played that. That ball's going to be well out. But now Koller and Wilson on the board.
Oh, and a couple errors here, and sometimes that's all you need to really get that engine up and firing.
Good spot from Navratil. First one was at the waist of AJ Koller, able to block that back, but then finds the foot.
Navratil calls that serve just long.
7-2-1.
Koller just not letting that ball travel enough, and what I mean by that is not letting it get close enough to him. He reached so far out in front, he hits that off the frame of the paddle. He's got to let that ball travel just a little deeper. That is unforced error number 6 from AJ Koller, and he's out of sorts right now.
Nice get from Wilson. All right, we're seeing a little flex in there from Merchant. He's very happy with the outcome of that rally, but a great get from Wilson to even keep it alive in the middle after that net cord.
There's an adjustment made by Koller right there, and again, that's the difference right there. Lets that ball travel just a little further so he can get the sweet spot on that ball instead of reaching so far out in front.
Game point here for Merchant and Navratil.
Althoff looks at us
he
and
looks
flexes.
right at us with the fist bump. And a bit of a game of unforced errors there from Koller and Wilson. Let's see if they can turn around in game 2. After we take this short break, we will be right back with that action. Don't go anywhere. Back on championship court here at the Palm Creek Resort for the APP Tours Casa Grande Open presented by Pro XR Pickleball. Lauren McLaughlin and Dominic Catalano with you here today. We are kicking off game number 2 in this men's pro doubles matchup. Zane Navratil and Althoff Merchant on the far end. AJ Koller and Thomas Wilson on the near end. Wilson and Koller having a rough time in game 1, getting anything really going. Losing 11-2 to Navratil and Merchant. Let's see if this end change does some good. We mentioned it yesterday a little, Dom. Of course, the sun is always going to be sort of in the face of whoever's on the far end of the court due to the time of year. So Koller now and Wilson have the advantage of at least not having the sun in their face.
And that's a nice pull there from Koller, and that's what he needs to do. Yes, AJ Koller does like to lean in, take that ball, right? But let that ball, again, like I said in game 1, travel a little further. He's able to get a good piece of the paddle on that ball for that winner in the middle.
We have a second call on court 11 for players Rector and Shaw. Rector and Shaw, this is your second and final call for court 11.
Really good movement from all 4 players. Oh, Koller pulls the trigger finally on a ball that is attackable. Creates that speed up. Ultimately goes long, and they come out on top.
1-0-1.
Good read there from Thomas Wilson as he comes up and reads the drive from Koller, but unfortunately not able to finish that. But I like the aggressiveness and the read. Yeah, it's going to be tough to win hands battles like that with Althoff when he's engaged like that. And Wilson ended up backing off the line and almost retreating. And Merchant on his toes, all about that speed up.
One.
That's nice job by AJ Koller holding that shot till the very last second, flipping behind Navratil. He had him leaning middle.
And he barely put anything on it. It was such just a nice, soft little shot.
That's the placement over power. More important than where you want to hit it than the strength. As Wilson finds out right there, trying to hit that too hard.
2-1-2.
Miss hit there from Navratil as he gets that overhead he wants. doesn't get on top of it quite enough though, and hits it flat, almost taking out Koller in the process, but
3-1-2.
3-1-2 here in game 2.
Head out. 1-3-1. Left, one. Server. 1-3-2. Yeah.
Nice job right there. And had Navratil so far in the middle. All Koller had to do was go sideline. Nobody home.
You see that a lot at this level too, Dom, is they're able to make those shots in the transition zone. A lot of times we talk about, oh, you know, like it's not a great place to be making those shots or going for more, but at this level, they can do anything.
Off the tape right there. Nothing Koller could do about that right there.
Koller and Wilson haven't played together all that many times yet, we should mention as well. Obviously, they're family, they know each other very well, but Wilson only just started playing pickleball this year, essentially.
Navratil may have saved Wilson right there. And ball possibly going out. Navratil trying to pull that pedal back down.
3-2-2.
See, I know Koller wants to be on that left side, kind of put his forehand in the middle, but the points that we've seen so far, I like Koller cross court with Merchant better than I like Wilson cross court with Merchant. See if they can kind of maybe get into that, but they're not stacking.
And you know, you have to wonder, I mean, Navratil and Merchant have played together so much. And Wilson and Koller just seems like they're still trying to find their groove as partners. Only a couple times under their belt.
5-2-2.
Got to work out, you know, that communication.
And here we go. They're going to switch
Strategy,
here.
are they stacking?
Yep, they're going to switch.
All right, they
So,
heard you.
I like this matchup better.
Double.
That's a great point for both sides, okay? And now, again, Koller and Wilson don't come out on top of that, but that was a much better point for them. I like Wilson going cross-court with his backhand more. I like AJ's forehand cross-court more. They're going to switch again here, as we can see the sign. But I like AJ going cross-court with with Merchant better. That's just a little too much reach there for Wilson.
$7-2-2.
7-2-2 here in game 2.
Head out.
Nice spot there from Wilson. So far, Navratil and Merchant really seem to be the ones controlling this match, and while Wilson and Koller have some really great moments, haven't been able to string too many of them together, unfortunately.
Point. 7-1.
There's those hands.
Yeah, it's just so tough to try and speed up to Merchant, especially when you're out of position. All right, so look how far Wilson is out of position,
3-7-2.
and it's just not a good speed up right there. You can speed up at him if you're in position where he's going to come back at you, but you get no chance at that next ball.
Navratil just hammering away on those dinks right there. He's putting a lot of pace and angle on him. Finally gets the better of Wilson.
Great spot there from Thomas Wilson as he finds the hole in the middle. And jumps up to this, takes this out of the air beautifully.
7-3-2.
Merchant has to guard line there, which created that opening in the middle.
Merchant being, oh, excuse me.
No, go ahead. You were saying the same thing, probably.
I don't know if we were.
Just Merchant being aggressive there in the middle and just finding a hole. And he's just using that because, again, the lefty-righty. It's two forehands in the middle, and that Merchant's forehand sitting there. It's too good. He anticipates so well.
Goes just wide. I was going to say earlier, Dom, Merchant's one of the older pros on the scene at 48. He only has a couple years left. I was going to say he is going to make sure these young kids know he can hang until the day he punches that senior pro ticket. And he's doing that right now.
He's got one more year in Open Pro in 2022, and then 23 he's a qualified to play senior. Why does he keep looking at us?
I don't know.
Why is he looking at us?
Because he's putting on a show for us specifically, Dom.
Right. He keeps looking over at us like we're talking smack about him or something. But what he's yelling is hands, and that's what he's so good at. His hands are so good, and when he's in a groove like that, it's trouble.
I mentioned it earlier too. He's baiting you into hitting it at him because he knows that he has those hands. He's like, go ahead, try, I got you.
Yeah.
We have a Jigsaw Health hydration break here taken from Wilson and Koller. Speaking of Bollywood himself, Mr. Altaf Merchant, originally from Mumbai. I'm just going to say India because I don't want to.
You don't want to pronounce that?
No, do you want to?
Owensboro, Kentucky.
No. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, and I appreciate it. Plays for Team Onyx. I do believe he's 48 now. I'm not.
Yeah,
I think so. Number 14 currently on our APP standings list for our men's pro. And again, that's just a standings list of all the points you have accumulated over your playing in APP events. So we'll see here. I'm not sure, can Wilson and Koller overcome this?
It's tough, right? It's, you know, when you have, you know, Merchant playing so well, they're trying to go to Navratil more right now. And typically you wouldn't see that, but he's just playing so well. Is Merchant, and so 9-3, 2 points away from ending this. Good recovery.
Oh.
So Merchant staring down Koller for no reason at all, really. I mean, it's not that he's mad. He's upset that that was a very good shot by
Yeah,
AJ
he's like,
Koller,
oh,
bodied him up.
Nobody hits me!
I love these guys. I assume everyone at home heard that already, but Merchant again. That was personal. That was personal as he yelled at Koller, "Nobody hits me," after that, which of course everyone had a good laugh. But this is match point now for Navratil and Merchant.
That's a great get by Wilson after Navratil pinned him back at the baseline on his serve. Wilson recovered and was able to get that volley out of the air from transition to create that side out.
Aisha Merchant is watching right now. She said, "That's my dad." Great rally there.
Great cover on the ATP from AJ Koller, but there's nothing they can do to end that, as it was all Merchant and Navratil to finish that. And they will have another opportunity to end this match right here.
Aisha, I said it wrong. I'm so sorry, Aisha. But she said that Althoff gets everything from her, which I appreciate very much.
Match point number 3 here for Merchant and Navratil.
Now, your attention, folks, the medical staff here at Club Creek is excellent, but they'd rather not have to put you back together when you start from them for chairs.
Yeah, it looked like he got AJ Koller's hand, which was right next to his body, but
it
ball
did
goes
kind
over.
of sound like it hit.
Well, yeah, it hit skin.
But yeah, it's you know, it all makes the same noise, but
it's a great save.
I can't believe that.
And all that got lost.
I know. I was just like, wait, that was just an amazing rally.
3-10-2.
Navratil's going for that angle. We talk about it all of the time. It can be so hard to put those overheads away if you just go flat to the baseline. So Navratil was going for that angle. A little too much, though, puts it in the net.
4-10-2.
4-10-2.
Yes, come on, Jay, right here.
All right, it'll be a match point number 4 here for Navratil and Merchant. Again, when you get this many match points, now you start to think about it. If you can't put this away, the last thing you want to do is let a team like Koller and Wilson right back in this.
amazing pickup from Navratil. The thing is, we see this a lot with Merchant especially, is when they have an opportunity to close it, he wants to be the one with all the glory at the end. So he sometimes pushes it just a little too much, tries to make something happen that maybe isn't there because he wants to end it. We'll see if he can stay patient here. Oh, okay. I mean, he didn't stay patient, but he got the job done. Big congrats to Merchant and Navratil. They will move on 11-2, 11-4 over AJ Koller and Thomas Wilson, who I suspect we'll see them playing more as Wilson continues to play more tournaments, and they'll find their groove a little bit more. It's Lee Whitwell. Oh my gosh. She's on center court. All right, we're going to take a short break here. Dom is heading to the Franklin studio to chat with Navratil and Merchant. It's going to be, well, you'll see. You'll see. We'll be right back after this short break with our next match. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the Franklin Pickleball Studio. I am with Zane Navratil and Althoff Merchant after their victory over AJ Koller and John, oh my gosh,
Thomas
Wilson. Wow.
Brutal.
I get
Hey,
nervous
Ken, if
with
you're
you two
watching
in the
this,
booth.
you should
I
probably
get
find
nervous
somebody
with
else.
you two in the booth.
It's not like
All
the
right?
guys from India.
So,
that pronounce his
right,
name.
exactly.
Come on, it's Thomas Wilson. How American can you get?
Thomas Wilson and AJ Koller. I asked you guys before we came on if you played them before. You played them, you said, in Vegas. You guys beat them in Vegas, but it was or they beat you in Vegas 15-12.
Yep.
So going into this match, what was the game plan, and anything changed from that match?
Just get the hip thrusts going early. We didn't have enough energy last time, and so we came out quickly. We came out early, and Althoff got, I don't know, probably like 7, 8 stare downs, 5 or 6 the hip thrusts. Like, you know, those are the real stats you guys should be keeping track of.
Althoff's hip thrusts.
Yeah, hip thrusts all days and stare downs.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I mean, ever since Vegas, I mean,
Nobody can hear you, right?
So many,
yeah, there we go.
so many nights I've stayed up wondering how do I lose that 12-12 hands battle with AJ. So I could not wait to play. I was like, I'm gonna win that first hands battle. I'm gonna win that second hands battle. I don't care. This morning I texted him saying I am winning the hands battle. And you know, I gotta tell you, those guys are incredible.
Do you want anybody to hear you? Pull the mic up.
Yeah,
There you go.
those guys are incredible. But I mean, you know, a lot of guys are you know, like Althoff and Zane are like the past. I mean, people are calling me to say, who are you playing with in 2023 in seniors? And I'm going, I got a year and a half left.
Dom, do you need me in this interview? Can I go?
Know, right?
I mean-
Are you going to get anything in, Zane?
Zane's still the future of the sport. Come on, guys. Let's go. He's
All
a
right.
doubles player. He's the future. Come on. Let's do this, baby.
Oh my gosh! Hey, they switched it up a little in the end in game 2, right?
Yeah.
So they usually had AJ on the left and Thomas on the right. They switched it up a little. I like that matchup better for them. I think Thomas's backhand is better dinking cross court and AJ's forehand. But you guys handled it well after a couple points. Did you see that too?
Yeah, you know, the first two or three points, did you see Thomas? He hit some incredible cross-court dinks, and the ball has so much action.
Yep.
I just, man, being in front of either one of those guys, they speed up. I mean, you just got to be ready, and I just think those guys can play both sides. But we moved the ball around really well, and I think that at the end of the day, that's what made the big difference. Is we just kept moving the ball around, and Zane was like leaning in and going down the line. He was going 2 across, 1 down. He was mixing it up the whole time, and that made a big difference.
And the energy too. It was you got it out. You got up early, and that energy kind of stayed. And again, you guys feed off that, both of you, right? You feed off Althoff getting all crazy. Kind of keeps you loose though too, right, Zane?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if we're hip thrusting, that's good. It's a good sign. Yeah, no, I think we just played kind of a clean match. Just not we didn't try to do anything crazy special, which sometimes in pickleball you can try and do a little bit too much for sure. I'm definitely guilty of that from time to time, and we just played smart, didn't do anything too special, and you know, it's a game of unforced errors still, and so we just didn't make too many.
All right,
Yeah,
well.
and I gotta tell you, I know you guys
Here we
keep
go.
track of the hip thrust and stuff, but for me, the only stat that matters is I didn't miss an overhead. He missed 1 overhead. That's all that matters. At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
On that note,
0, 1.
Zane Navratil, Althoff Merchant, moving on in the winner's side of the bracket. Congratulations, boys.
Thanks, Dom.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. Women's Pro Doubles here on Championship Court. Don't go anywhere.